LAN connectivity policies can help us manage configuration across multiple service profile templates. So let's take a look at UCS Manager and figure out, first of all, the pain point of why we even need LAN connectivity policies, and then how to configure LAN connectivity policies as well. Before we get into the configuration of LAN connectivity policies, I want to demonstrate kind of why they're important and why we would want to use them. So this is a pretty typical example of maybe a list of VNIC templates we might have in an environment. So, I've got data traffic, DMZ for security, iSCSI for storage, management, vMotion, which would be live migration in a Hyper-V environment. And all of these VNIC templates really represent a different VNIC that needs to go on the service profile. And as we mentioned in the last video when we covered this as an overview, we really need a one-to-one mapping between VNIC templates and VNICs, and that doesn't really do us a whole lot of good. So we've seen here that, yeah, I have 10 VNICs, I need 10 VNICs, and now I need 10 VNIC templates. So let's say I want to add these to a service profile. So we go over to the Servers tab, and we right-click and create a service profile. And we're going to zip through some of this, use the defaults. And when we get to the networking, we check Expert, which allows us to add as many VNICs as we want. And so let's say we had 2 data VNICs we wanted to add. So we'll say data 0 and use VNIC template, and we will select data A from the list. That would be the data VNIC. It's got all the right VLANs and it's for Fabric A. And now we're going to add data 1, and that would also use a VNIC template, and that will be data B. And so now I've done 2 of the 10 NICs that we need to add to this environment, and we know this is going to keep going, DMZ 0, etc. And well, it's just going to take a very long time to do this. So what can we do instead? Well, this is where LAN connectivities come into play. So we're going to cancel out of this, and we're going to see how our life gets better once we've actually configured a LAN connectivity policy. So let's go over to the LAN tab and find under Policies, LAN connectivity policies. So we right-click on this, create LAN connectivity policy, call it what we want, and from here we do basically what we just demonstrated. We're going to add each VNIC that we want. So we called it data 0, and we use a VNIC template, and we select data A. And we're going to do this for all of these, so I'm going to hit the pause button while I add all of these, because there's no reason to watch me add 10. Alright, so I just added all 10 of them, while also simultaneously thinking, why didn't I just make this example 6 VNICs or 4 VNICs? But, just to show the case here, right? I mean, this is pretty typical. We've got 10 different connections, and all of these are very realistic. Management, vMotion, iSCSI, DMZ, and data. This is why we can have 10, 12, 14 NICs per server. And so we click OK. We've added them into this LAN connectivity policy, and so far we haven't saved any time because the service profile would have demanded the exact same amount of configuration. But now let's go back and take a look at what it looks like when we create a service profile. So we right-click and we create a service profile. And by the way, the process looks the exact same if it's a template. And so usually you are spinning up templates and not service profiles directly. So we get to the networking side, and again, normally we'd want to go to Expert and list out all of the VNICs that we've created, but look at this, use connectivity policy. So now I select LAN connectivity policy, there's that test that we created, and we're done. That LAN connectivity policy, all 10 of those VNICs that have been configured are automatically added in to the service profile or the service profile template. I don't have to do anything else, right? And so as long as whatever service profile or template that I'm creating has that exact NIC configuration, which is pretty typical. We usually use the same NIC configurations between service profiles and templates. It saves us a lot of time. To create a LAN connectivity policy, we go to the LAN tab and we create it there. From there, we would want to apply it to a service profile template. And even though it takes a while to create the LAN connectivity policy, depending on the number of NICs that we have, it greatly reduces the amount of time that it takes to configure NICs during service profile creation. I hope this has been informative for you, and I'd like to thank you for viewing.